Let's start with the basic Fiendsmith combo. You'll just need Engraver, activate it to discard to search for Tract. Activate it to search for Fabled Lure to then discard it. It activates when discarded to special summon itself. Link into Requiem. Activate Requiem to tribute itself to summon Engraver from deck. Activate Engraver Engrave to shuffle Fabled Lure to deck to summon itself. Link both monsters into Fiendsmith sequence. Activate it to fusion summon Lacrima by shuffling Engraver. And Requiem back to deck. Activate Lacrima to revive Engraver. Activate Tract Engrave to fuse using all monsters into Desirae. Lacrima then shuffles Engraver to deck to deal some damage. And activates Sequence Engrave to equip itself to Desirae so it can now negate 2 cards. This now protects you from hand traps that activate on the field like Infinite Impermanence, and can also negate during your opponent's turn. And since you did all this without using your normal summon, you're now free to normal summon with whatever deck you're playing and do full combo. Now I'll show you another combo you can do with Engraver. It's the same steps basically but ends on a different monster. You'll want to start the same by discarding Engraver to search Tract. Activate it to search for Fabled Lure to then discard it. It activates when discarded to special summon itself. Link into Requiem. Activate Requiem to tribute itself to summon Engraver from deck. Activate Engraver Engrave to shuffle Fabled Lure to deck to summon itself. Link both monsters into Fiendsmith sequence. Activate it to fusion summon Lacrima by shuffling Engraver and Requiem back to deck. Activate Lacrima to revive Engraver. And then just link all monsters into a thick 3 material Apollousa, meaning you're now protected from hand traps like Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, Ghost Ogre, Ghost Spell, and so on. And since you didn't normal summon, you can just normal summon anything now to do full combo. And finally, I'll show you how Fiendsmith can be a starter for many decks, boosting your consistency using Beatrice, so you'll want to start the same way again. Discard Engraver for Tract. Activate it to search for Fabled Lure to then discard it. It activates when discarded to special summon itself. Link into Requiem. Activate Requiem to tribute itself to summon Engraver from deck. Activate Engraver Engrave to shuffle Fabled Lure to deck to summon itself. Link both monsters into Fiendsmith sequence. Activate it to fusion summon Lacrima by shuffling Engraver and Requiem back to deck. Activate Lacrima to revive Engraver. And now you can make the rank 6 Beatrice. Activate it to send something like Snake Eye Ash from deck to grave. Ignore the Veiler, Then link with Sequence and Beatrice into Promethean Princess. Activate Princess to revive Ash, then you can do full Snake Eyes and Fire King combo. You can also just make High King Wave Caesar instead of Beatrice if you like that kind of end board. Now if you're going second with Fiendsmith, you can actually bait a lot of interruptions with this. You'll start the normal way of discarding Engraver to search Tract. Tract get Fabled Lurie, then discard it. Then link it into Requiem, which tributes itself to summon Engraver from deck. Now activate the Requiem Engrave to equip to Engraver. So Engraver can now activate to send Requiem and another card in the field to grave to bait some disruptions. Then summon the other Engraver from grave. Link into Sequence. Sequence summon Desirae. Then just link it and your Sequence into Little Knight. Desirae can now send a card from field to grave, and Little Knight can banish a card. So with one Engraver, you were able to deal with 3 cards, one with Engraver, one with Desirae, and one with Little Knight. To counter this engine before it gets out of control, make sure to time your hand traps right, so use Ash Blossom on Tract. Don't negate Engraver in case they already have Tract in hand if they play more than one. Droll and Locked Bird is also really good against any deck that plays Fiendsmith, since it at the very least stops the engine. Bestial is also good to use either against the Fabled monster or on Engraver when it's trying to summon from grave. I'd ideally use it on the Fabled, DD Crow, as well basically does the same thing. As for Imperm and Veiler, you ideally want to save them for Sequence to prevent whatever they're trying to summon. Or if you want to play it even safer, you can just wait for whatever they're trying summon, like Apollousa, Beatrice, or whatever, then just use Imperm on that.